Let's talk about grades. If you're like me, you've tried taking study advice from other successful students. Luckily, my big bro went through medical school a few years before I did, so I got the juicy secrets. Don't take notes, study 2 hours a day, don't wake up early. But when I tried these tips, my grades got topped. Everything I knew about studying was wrong. I was trying to be someone I'm not, but we're all built different. Our brains are built different. Once I understood this, my entire perspective about learning changed. And I'm gonna show you how it can do the same for you with the simple 2-minute brain type quiz. I'm Maddie. I run Cajun Koi Academy with my brother Mike. We're both medical doctors, and what we found from tutoring students and teaching courses is that everyone's experience with learning is different. I couldn't study the same way my brother did to get the same good grades. I tried. The problem is, I struggled for a long time before I figured that out. But you don't have to. We started looking into it. We researched neuroscience, psychology, Eastern medicine, and learned as much as we could. And it all led us to create the Match Day Trials, also known as the Brain Type Test. It combines science with self-experimentation to help every type of student figure out what kind of learner they are and design a study system that actually works for them. But before we get into the assessment, here's a quick science break. Trust me, this is important so you understand how all this stuff works. So according to preliminary science, there are 3 brain types that vary on a spectrum of sensitivity. Sensitive like the wind, responsive like fire, or resistant like water. For example, a responsive brain has a short temper, whereas a resistant brain rarely gets angry. We can trace these differences to specific regions in the brain, but their effects are seen all over the body. Some people have a harder time sleeping, some people have drier skin, some people poop more than 5 times a day. But what's really important to us students are the cognitive aspects, things like critical thinking, motivation, focus, and stress management. Some people learn faster than others. Some people are more prone to distractions. Some people are not as motivated and need an extra push. Identifying our brain type will reveal to us what our tendencies are so that we can customize our own study habits. So now Mike is going to take you through the test to determine your brain type.
All right, so the brain has 3 different types of energy, and with your help, we've named them Tora, Kuma, and Kitsune. We're gonna use NeuroLock to run you through the Match Day Trials and determine your brain type. So pull out a pen and paper, don't overthink it, and just answer as honestly as possible. Good luck, ladies. Let the trials begin. The first trial will test how you approach learning. When playing a brand new game, how do you learn the instructions? You read the instructions and rules to determine the objectives. You hop in and start playing and learn as you go. You look for tutorials or guidance from someone else who has played. The next trial will test your decision making. When making important decisions, which type are you? You thoroughly research all your options before deciding. You go with your gut and pick what you intuitively like, or you ask people you trust for the recommendations first. The next trial is about your daily routine. How do you prefer your daily routines to be? Goal-oriented for maximum productivity, flexible and adaptable to life, predictable and steady for consistency. The next trial will test your energy. In general, how is your stamina over the course of a day? It's average, but you can push yourself when needed. It's mild. You tend to start strong with lots of energy, but you lose steam. It's enduring. You have great stamina, but you don't typically reach your limit. The next trial is about teamwork. You were assigned to work on a group project. What role would you normally take? You take the lead and delegate tasks. You excel in roles that require high technical skill. You prefer to help where needed and empower your teammates. The next trial is about planning. How do you approach planning a vacation? You're prepared and you have an itinerary and schedule to follow. You want something flexible and spontaneous, or you stick to what you know and enjoy familiarity. The next trial will test your sleep. Describe your typical night of sleep. You're a moderate and regular sleeper, you're a light sleeper and you wake up easily, or you're a deep sleeper and waking up in the morning is hard. The next trial will test your appetite. Describe your appetite on a typical day. You don't like to skip meals and you get irritable when you miss them. It fluctuates. Sometimes you snack a lot, sometimes you forget to eat. Or you tend to feel full for a while after a meal and you can comfortably delay eating if needed. The next trial will test your temperament. In general, which of the following best describes you? Purposeful and goal-oriented, enthusiastic and you enjoy trying new things, or easygoing and you go with the flow? And the final trial will test your response to stress. You have an online assignment worth half your grade and it's due in 15 minutes, but the power and the internet go out. During stress, what is usually the first emotion you feel? Frustration or irritability, worry or anxiety, hopeless or loss of motivation. All right, let's see how you did, and remember there are no right or wrong answers. If you marked the most A's, you matched into Tora Club. The most B's, you matched Kitsune Club. And C's, you matched Kuma Club. So the most common question we get is, what do I do if I relate to 2 clubs or all 3 clubs? And the answer is that everyone has a unique blend of all 3 energies, but typically one form of energy is primary and the others are secondary. So if you have a tie between 2 clubs, go with your intuition. No club is superior to the others. We're all built different, but ultimately the journey of learning and self-discovery is a shared experience. So take pride in your club and comment below and say hi to your fellow clubmates. Obviously, you're gonna wanna learn more about what the hell your brain type even means, so follow the next video on the screen here to your specific clubhouse, and let's begin.